Achieving a counter-attacking style of football on Football Manager isn't that difficult, but today you're not going to hear it from me. You're going to hear it from one of you. My name is Daljit. Welcome to the show. I am 100% sure that plenty of you have achieved your own particular styles of counter-attacking football. Please let me know in the comments below. Now, what if you wanted to achieve something similar to what Villareal are doing in real life, where they are disciplined when they drop back into defense, they hold their shape really well and wait for the right moment to launch a controlled counter-attack? It's time for us to hear from Santi from River Plate, who put his growing knowledge of Football Manager to good use when he applied everything he learned into the game and created a style of football that put bigger sides to shame. So I want to thank you, Santi, for joining me today. We want to talk about your journey with Bayer Leverkusen on your save, where you've done some rather unique things with your tactical system to try and beat some big clubs on your way to Champions League glory.
Hello, fine. I'm doing fine. Just waking up, but fine.
You're just waking up. Okay, so where do you come from?
I'm from Argentina. I'm a River Plate fan.
Okay.
I'm 27 years old.
Yep.
I was playing FM since a while.
What was the first edition of Football Manager that you ever purchased?
I think it was FM 2009 or 2008, but I didn't play it all years. Some years I take a break, and some years I was playing again.
So what is the biggest challenge for you when it comes to Football Manager?
I think it is knowing what is happening during games, because sometimes I lost focus watching the ball or getting too emotional. And I think spotting transitions and making changes based on what I'm seeing and making good changes and good team instructions, I think is the biggest challenge I have.
Because when I'm looking at your save right now, you've got quite a journey here. I mean, first up, you are in a foot race to try and win your first Bundesliga title. And then over in the league, you've got these epic matches. You've got a 4-3 against Bayern Munich. And then here you've got a Manchester City win away from home, 1-0, followed by another Manchester City win, 5-3. You also dumped Manchester United out of the Champions League at home. You lost to them narrowly 1-0. What I want to do very quickly is get you to explain your tactics.
Well, I wanted to counterattack, but I didn't want to be too passive. So that's why I chose positive mentality too. And I didn't want it to use lower line of engagement and lower defensive line to not be passive. And I wanted to defend wide. So we channeled the game through the middle because we have a DM. So we wanted to steal the ball there and make it difficult to the opposition.
Okay, interestingly enough as well, you said something about you wanted to maintain your shape. So is that the reason why you don't have regroup?
Yes, I don't use counter press or regroup because I didn't want it to be too passive, and counter press because I wanted to keep shape and make it difficult to opposition, and that's why I leave it on tick on blank.
And then your in possession shots are typical counter-attacking. You've got slightly more direct passing, hit early crosses, be more disciplined and wide. Now, why did you choose these instructions?
I wanted the team to do it simple and quickly because we weren't going to have a lot of chances against these bigger teams. So I want them to go wide because they will compromise their wing backs or fullbacks, and wide direct and hit early crosses to the box to try to pay them for compromising their fullbacks.
First up, let's talk about this game you played against Manchester City. You had a very good chance early in the game, and then Manchester City put you under a lot of pressure to try and get the equalizer. Can you walk us through how you felt during the game and what you were looking for in terms of transitions?
Okay, the game was actually quiet. If you see the XG, you can think we were under a lot of pressure, but I was feeling relaxed during the game because we scored early and their chances weren't that good. And so I was trying to see if we were counterattacking well and if we were keeping the shape well, and we wanted Man City to go around us. So that what's happening.
So for the majority of this game, Manchester City were reduced to long shots and going around your defense.
Yeah, during the second half, I lowered the line of engagement and the trigger press a bit, but just because we wanted to keep it very tight and to keep shape. That was it.
That's very, very interesting. What you did was you lowered the line of engagement and you lowered your trigger
Yes.
press to slightly less often.
Yes, I did that.
I don't see a lot of people doing this, but this is very good because what it does is it encourages your team to hold their position a bit more. And then when you have this trigger press, which is set to slightly less often, your players still press, but they choose when to press.
Right. Yes, and they will keeping their shape, so that was working well.
Now let's take a look at your second game. Now this second game you played against Manchester City. It looks epic.
Yes, it was a crazy game.
It's like lots of chances for both sides. Share with me the things that you did during this game as well.
Okay, this was a back and forth game. I wanted to be counter-attacking game and trying to replicate the first leg, but it came out as back and forth, and as we started well and we scored first. This was an offside goal actually, but we were some kind in control of the game, or at least in control of the scoreboard. I was seeing good transitions. We weren't struggling a lot, but they have very good players, so they created good chances for themselves. But I didn't change too many things unless the second half, when they started to create more chances. So I made change to balanced mentality and trying to don't change a lot. And I lowered the defensive line and the line of engagement in the second half when things started to when I panicked. But it ended well actually.
Why did you panic?
Because in the second half, I get a bit emotional because of the back and forth game. I was afraid to blow the lead, and but as I panicked, I tried to not change too many things. Yeah, I went from positive to balanced, and I dropped the line of engagement and the defensive line and the press, as we saw early a little bit, and that made the I think that made the difference and keep us very compact, because Man City were still going around us, and that's what we wanted to happen.
Again, this is another very good transition. Man City is attacking you, but your players hold their position really well. Okay, they come back in and got Tapsoba cleaning up because he has not your players haven't committed. So you got this, in Football Manager 22 right now, there's an issue with balls over the top for central defenders. So sometimes the ball comes, the defender launches one ball over the top and then the central defender steps up and tries to clear the ball and the ball just misses. The defender misses and you get a cheap goal. But look at the way your players are defending. It's brilliant because they're not getting cheated.
Yes, we are not getting FM'd.
Yeah. So some very nice transitions here involving your team because I see like the build up. This is something that you always want to look for in your games. Yeah, now you've got another transition. This is what I look out for whenever I'm playing the game. Okay, we keep the ball and I'm looking for our team to work the opportunity. But now you've lost the ball, but look at how fast your players get back into position. Now, here, Pedro Porro gets the ball. He's being tracked, right? So he's not going to have much of an option. He gets inside here, he has to turn. Once he turns, he's run out of options. How you set your team up is actually very, very important. And I like the fact that you have not maximize your pressing intensity, like how some people do when they set up these counter-attacking systems. You don't want to maximize your pressing intensity. It's so dangerous. But your team's transitions are absolutely beautiful. It's controlled counter-attacking football. Is that how you feel when you watch your team play?
Yes, I was happy because Man City has better players than us, and it was a back and forth game with fluid transitions from us. We're going from defense to attack, so I was happy. Apart from a few mistakes or because of them chasing the game, I was happy with the transitions and how the team was
Okay,
keeping shape.
here you've got another transition, right? These are things I look for whenever I'm playing the game. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're holding their positions very carefully. Kimmich has the ball, all right? He wants to pass the ball. He doesn't have an option. He's got 3 players in a line waiting for him to pass the ball. So Kimmich has no choice but to go back. Right. And then he looks to try and thread the ball. There are no clear attacking opportunities for the opposition. So I want to say you've done very well.
Yeah, I was surprised actually because we beat Man United and I thought, okay, this is it. We got City now. But yeah, the team did really well with counterattack.
Okay, here though, there's a slight problem in your defenders, right? So if you look at this, right, he loses
Yes.
this defender. There he fell asleep. He fell asleep. He's even holding his hands up to his face, going, "Oh no!" Okay, then the ball it's a bit funny, but yeah, you can tell that the players probably got poor concentration. That's about the only weakness in that setup that I see. But again, the shape is so tight. Your boys are not running all over the place to press the opposition down, and they're not really wasting their attacks. Let's talk about your tactic. This setup that you have. So once again, so what you've done is you've gone into lower lines of engagement, standard defensive line. Have you ever gone to a lower defensive line?
I did in the second leg against Man City because I was panicking and the opposition started to find the back of our defenders with through balls. So I thought if we drop the defensive line a bit, they will have less space to work. But I was starting with a standard D line and a standard line of engagement to do a mid block, a counter attacking mid block.
This is an excellent performance from your side. And I've noticed that you guys are now you're level on points with Borussia Dortmund. There's not many games left. I think there's only 3 league games, and you've got a
Yeah, we have a game against Borussia Dortmund soon too, so it's going to be a crazy end.
You could actually end the Bayern Munich dominance of the league. I mean, they haven't lost the title since 2012, and now it looks like they might, but they're still only 2 points behind the Borussia Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, well, it's Bayern, so we can expect it to end up winning, but we have a good chance. We have a good chance, and we have a good chance in German Cup, and I don't know if we will continue our race in Champions League. We have Chelsea now, but I have good hopes for the team.
But I must say I'm very very impressed with how you've developed, right? How you've grown with this game, and it's been a revelation of sorts because there are not many people who are willing to drop their lines of engagement or play with lower pressing intensity, and it takes a lot of nerves to do this because you have to be prepared to sit back and watch your team not try and win the ball stupidly. You want them to hold their positions and deny the opposition a chance to pass the ball.
Yes, when I dropped the line of engagement and the pressing, I was also accepting that okay, they will have the ball, but we want to keep the shape and launch our attacks when they left space.
So good luck with the rest of your journey on Football Manager. I hope you win the title, and I pray that you win the Champions League as well. I'm pretty certain that if you keep this up, you might just do that.
Let's hope though. Okay, yes. Thanks.
I want to thank Santi for joining me on today's show, and I want to thank you for watching the show along with us. If you have any more questions or you feel like you need any help with any facet of the game, please feel free to drop me a question in the comments below. What I'm also interested in finding out is this. How many of you out there have actually tried a counter-attacking system just like this one? In the meantime, I want to thank Santi for joining me. I hope you look after yourself, and I'll see you again soon, man, Santi. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay. All right. And you too, guys. Stay safe. Take care of each other. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.